And OMG guys. What is the green player doing? What is he even doing? I thought we were good allies. 5 troops, or basically 4 if we don't count the 1 troop territory, is all I've got. This is my new start, and from it I will try to make a comeback. Luckily it was immediately my turn, meaning that I was able to trade in a set instantly, which highly improves my survival chances, though at the same time I'm surrounded by even 2 players' big armies, and with both of them being at 4 cards each, they will trade in their sets soon, and could still decide to take me out regardless. As I'm the player who is not really needed in the game for the balance of the game to be sustained anyway. Plus the yellow player is expanding to South America. So even though I didn't get an extra card to not appear being such a juicy target, I think that is likely for him to eliminate me still, as I think an extra continent is what he is really need. Though as you can see we are in the alliance, but the alliance doesn't mean anything if it's not mutually beneficial or only favors one player, so as a very weak player I'm not needed for the yellow player at all. He would be better off with South America, so as long as he would be sure to hold both of his continents successfully. He wouldn't like to clear out South America to someone else, so like for example Pink, who is lurking quite near. Let's actually send an attack request to the green player to attack yellow. I think with the green player invading yellow, all of the yellow player's attention would go towards the green player, and without him thinking about South America anymore, that would let me survive. But that is finally the time the green player officially breaks the alliance with me, if it wasn't even obvious for me already. So that's not happening. I wish the pink player would have moved his army out from Central America, so then I would have moved out from South America to North America. But I think now that's very high chances that after the yellow player trading in a set at 5 cards, he will just wipe me out from South America with him finally getting enough troops. So I think I lost this game, friends. But I made him a territory to attack, so maybe he will just attack that territory, letting me survive for another turn. So if he's like a very good ally to the green player and doesn't want to attack any territory of him, come on the yellow player, I will attack pink next turn, let me survive and you will get South America for absolutely free. Lots of hearts and love for you. With the pink player moving out and making me the way, I will attack a territory of him, and I will gladly let you take over South America, even though I would prefer you would give it to me. But you're my sweet angel yellow, everything's for you. Let's make you as the strongest player, or at the very least as strong as the green player. How does that sound? Sounds like a plan for me. Let's work in a strong alliance and create you a very promising position, while for now I would just be a puppet for you. I will help you defeat your biggest enemies, my friend. I don't even need a continent. Continents? What are they? I have never heard about them before. See yellow? Lots of love and appreciation for you. Please attack my territory if you need to, sir. Capture another continent for yourself and be as strong as my biggest nemesis in this game, green. I know you're probably both allies with each other, but that's fine. Let's just defeat all enemies before, and then we will sort all of the things out like the real businessmen. Let's create a dream risk game for you. Everything and all is for you, my friend, and only you. I will make you win. We will dominate this game together. Especially after our competition is already killing themselves. I wouldn't be even surprised if I survive much longer than the pink and white players do. The pink player is heading towards the green player, so maybe he will consider crushing his army too. The white and green players were the ones who prevented the green player from capturing North America, so I think the pink player is looking to get some revenge now, or maybe he is just simply looking to finally capture North America, though even with him crushing green's army, now there would be still me, since I'm not moving out back to South America. But I guess I could move out to Asia eventually, though it's not needed anymore. And come on, green fail, so I would get those cards for free. And that was actually close, so close. But on the other hand, if the green player had failed, then I would have felt a bit bad for him. So I assume that's the most fair. And yes, please attack yellow-green. I assume the yellow player is a bit intimidated by my army on Central America, so I think it would be the best if I move it out from it. So then he will be able to feel free about capturing South America, and with me not having the access to it anymore, the yellow player shouldn't really see a reason to crush my army. Also, another thing to take into account is to not unleash the green player's army towards myself, as we all clearly saw what happened to the pink player, and the green player is building a big army on Greenland again, and with that really indicating that he doesn't trust me at all. And I love you, white. I love you so much. This highly increases my chances to survive to the 3-player situation. I was afraid that the yellow player might consider taking me out with him highly guarding his South American border close to me, but now I think his attention should be gone to white. And then I also happy that the white player in the same turn attacked the green player as well, as if he only attacked yellow, then the green player would have grown strong. And with me being the player he dislikes the most, he would have probably been looking to eliminate me soon. But now I think it's the white player who gets eliminated first, as he made even 2 enemies for himself at once. And don't get me wrong, I really like aggressive type of players like the white player, and I would certainly like to team up with him on both of our opponents, but if we combine the green and yellow players' troops together, and then we combine white's and mine troops together in comparison as well, then it's really obvious which pair is dominating, and for that reason it's in my best interest to stay as much neutral as possible and let yellow and green to get rid of white. But the things get even more interesting with the yellow player invading the green player as well. That is so much promising to me. I really thought that the yellow and green players were in a very strong alliance, and I'm so happy to be wrong. Now believe it or not believe it, but I think I have the highest chances to win despite me being the weakest player without a continent at all. The diplomacy-wise, of course. But I think that diplomacy point could really make a big difference. The white player attacked yellow and green, so technically I am his favorite player. The yellow player attacked green and got attacked by white, so technically I am his favorite player now too, and then the green player got attacked by both white and yellow, so while I think he hates us all, I think now I'm the player who he currently hates the least. And then plus next to that diplomatic advantage, I'm the weakest player without a continent, in who I believe others don't really see a big threat at all, so I think I'm in a really big advantage if the things stay more or less in the same direction despite the numbers suggesting to me being the least promising player in this game. And I love it, I just love it. Thank you very much, good Sir Yellow, for basically destroying my biggest nemesis green. It's actually so hard for me to believe how fast the green player gone from the most promising position to the least promising one. It definitely looked like the first player to get eliminated in the 4-player situation should have really been me. But now it's so shockingly hard to believe that it's green. And it couldn't be much better for me, because both yellow and white appreciate me as their ally. Or at the very least I would like to think so. I think maybe they see me more of a neutral player to whom they don't really care about or see a bigger threat. So that looks very good for me. The yellow and white players look like as friends now, but I will say more of temporary friends. As I would say, once the green player is eliminated or once the white player captures Asia, I think the conflict between both of them will rise. So as long as I don't make myself as a bigger threat to appear for them. So this is why it's so important for me to keep playing as passively as I can, and this is the reason why I refuse to capture North America even though I could. As from being the player to not care about, I would become a player to be concerned about, while I want that basically all of their attention would be towards each other. And then this is the same exact reason why I won't take the green player out, even if I could, as by capturing all of those green territories I would probably start appearing more intimidating for my opponents, even though the troop-wise it wouldn't be really worth for me to take the green player out. It's better for me to stay with just one army and a few territories, rather than have more territories and fewer troops on my biggest army. And in overall it's just better to appear as a player who couldn't cause much of a damage to others at all. Very luckily for me, the green player just keeps destroying himself by making all of those invasions to other player continents. I think the green player just asks to be destroyed. I mean, it probably isn't his intent, but this is how it looks looking from my perspective. I mean, leaving your smaller armies, which could be definitely crushed in the continents which other players desperate to have, is just a really fast way to get destroyed. Though I was really surprised myself that the yellow player even crushed 31 troops army of green in Africa. But for the white player to crush the green player's Asian troops, I think that was a really straightforward move, which I think the green player should have really seen coming. But on the other hand, by constantly invading yellow, he just couldn't find a better place to hide his army to not be so accessible to yellow. So I think all in all, I would have say it would been a better decision for the green player to start being as neutral as me, and try making a comeback this way without bothering other players. Then it might have been quite likely for the yellow and white players to get into a conflict themselves, and one of them might have gotten eliminated from the 4-player situation first. I could eliminate the green player now, but I don't really see a good reason, so unless to instantly end up in a 3-player situation. But instead of getting to it as fast as possible, I would rather prefer to end up to it with the most promising position possible, and I wouldn't like to ruin my passive non-aggressive player who doesn't seem any threat at all image just for that. And oh boy. When the yellow player crushed 7 troops of the white player, I thought that was just because they were in a way to take the green player out. But he is actually going nuts on the white player. And it really opens me a wide open door to conclude the game by taking out the green and white players for their cards to end up having enough troops to have a finished business with the yellow player as well. So it looks like my passive strategy has worked out. Or did the yellow player really think that I will just stay capturing one territory per turn and basically do nothing during the entire game? I don't know, but while looking at the troop counter, the balance of the game doesn't seem to be already broken. It actually is when taking other factors into account. And I'm about to prove it for you. It's my time to shine. It's the show time. Let's take out the white and green players and finish the game as soon as possible. Let's do a split for Australia to cover the yellow player's troops there as well. And then just finish taking the white and green player in as straight line as possible to not leave multiple troops behind. Though maybe I should have probably given the 3rd place to the white player taking the green player out before white, but I didn't really think about that in this moment and just wanted to finish the game as soon as possible. Either way, it definitely looks like the yellow player has no chance in this 2-player endgame. And now if you're looking to see even a more drastic comeback from just only 2 troops, then check this video out. It was insane.